This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
Well, this morning, one baby product has been recalled because of amputated fingers. We'll explain. And one assemblyman is in hot water over comments he made 20 years ago. And we'll have reaction from President Obama's highly anticipated address from last night. Those stories top your news right now at 6 o'clock. It is Friday, November 21st, 2014. Good morning. I'm Andy Guevara.
And I'm John Potter. Looks like a good day. Jeff, we had a little moisture overnight, which, hey, we love that.
Yeah, yesterday's storm system, a little bit of light rain out there, and just enough to get the roads wet, so some slick conditions for your morning commute. Look for a high today of 53 degrees, partly cloudy skies, very windy tonight. Details on that coming right up. Happy Friday.
Well, this morning, people are, of course, still talking about the long-awaited speech that was delivered by President Obama on the immigration system last night.
Obama said he will use his executive power and sidestep Congress to make these changes. His plan will shield as many as 5 million undocumented immigrants from deportation. That includes parents of children born here and those who have been in the U.S. more than 5 years. It'll also grant work permits and expand the Dreamer program for immigrants brought to the U.S. illegally as children.
If you register, pass a criminal background check, and you're willing to pay your fair share of taxes, you'll be able to apply to stay in this country temporarily without fear of deportation.
Now, the president's plan would not grant amnesty to illegal immigrants, as some opponents had feared, but President Obama is still in for a long battle with the GOP.
The only way you can do this properly is have Congress enact the laws on immigration law, which Congress is in the process of doing, and then have the president enforce those laws.
And God bless this country.
Well, the president's response to the critics was simply, quote, pass a bill.
The president mentioned a Nevada student in his address to the nation. Astrid Silva has been advocating for reform in Las Vegas. She's recently been the face of immigration reform there, but last night she buried her face in her father's shoulder as she watched the president tell her story, and he is now headed to Del Sol High in Las Vegas to sign those executive orders.
Yeah, he's expected to do that today. Now here, we've had some snow. We had some snow overnight, and of course, some of you noticed rain. Let's send it over now to meteorologist.
And fog, too, this morning.
Yeah, fog. We've got it all this morning. Good Friday to you. Yes, indeed, look out for some icy conditions on area roads. With a little bit of rain we had overnight, and temperatures are near the freezing point. So give yourself a little extra time, maybe to scrape off a little bit of frost on your windshield as well. No accidents here in Reno. I'll tell you what, though, Carson City, I-580 northbound near the Bowers Mansion. We've had a couple incidents there. We do have a vehicle accident with injuries. I-580 exit 50 northbound. That's near the Bowers Mansion as you head from Carson up to Reno. So look out for that. Also some chain controls for the Mount Rose Highway, Spooner Summit, also down south, Highway 50 and 88 that is, down to the south. Some slick conditions in the mountains this morning with a little bit of snow we had yesterday. We didn't see a ton of snow, but just enough to get those roads a little on the slick side. High wind watch goes into effect tonight right through Saturday afternoon, and we are looking at winds 60 to 70 mile-an-hour wind gusts are possible with this next system that is on the way by tonight. Out there right now, some foggy conditions around the area as well to contend with for your morning commute, and our temperatures in the 20s, 27 in Fallon, 32 though here in Reno. Not too bad as you head out there this morning. 32 degrees, calm winds. Those winds will start to pick up as the system moves on in. We're looking at late tonight, overnight mainly, Friday night, overnight into Saturday morning. That's when the winds will be the strongest. So for today, it's not going to be too bad out there. Partly cloudy through the morning hours, 33 degrees at 8 o'clock for the kids, and by this afternoon, look for a high of 53 degrees with partly cloudy skies. We'll talk more about the storm system, the winds, and your weekend forecast all coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, my man. Groovy.
All right, in the story that we first told you about last night at 11, some Nevada Republicans are distancing themselves from comments made by Assemblyman Ira Hansen.
Well, there was a recent report that cited several quotes that Hansen made about women, gays, and minorities. Senator Dean Heller called the comments extremely offensive and insulting, and Governor Sandoval called it unacceptable. And Hansen responded by saying his comments were taken out of context and are being portrayed inaccurately. He goes on to say he has the utmost respect for all people without regard to race, gender, religious, or political beliefs. Now, the local NAACP is now asking leaders to reconsider Hansen as the next state assembly speaker.
And this morning, a man is behind bars accused of scamming a 90-year-old woman. 36-year-old Brian Dare was working for the Salvation Army, and he was called to the woman's home to pick up a mattress to be donated. Deputies say he convinced her to write him a check for $30, which he later altered to $330. Dare now faces several charges, including forgery and first-degree burglary. And the Salvation Army reminds you they will never ask you for a monetary donation during a pickup. In Safety Watch, after a pedestrian was struck in a dark crosswalk in Reno this week, we asked city officials if something needs to be done to make our crosswalks safer. Well, community leaders said they are always looking at things like lighting or even striping and signage around crosswalks, but in the end, they say pedestrians and drivers really need to look out for each other. Now, some crosswalks do have pedestrian-activated flashers that alert drivers, but those cost up to $20,000 to install, and they're only put in when necessary.
It decreases the effectiveness of them if you see them everywhere. So we like to put them at locations where we know they're going to be effective.
Sadly enough, through October of this year, 4 people have lost their lives after getting hit by cars.
Well, did you hear this? In Safety Watch, nearly 5 million Graco strollers are being recalled because the sides can pinch, injure, even amputate a child's finger. It's happened. The recall involves 11 different Graco and Century branded strollers, including the Aspen, Breeze, Capri, Cirrus Glider, and Kite. Graco says it has received 6 reports of finger amputations. For more and a complete list, head to KTVN.com and click on the news links button. Is that scary or what?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I mean, every parent just leaves their kid alone on that stroller.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right, on the lighter side, Thanksgiving, it's less than a week away. Now, if you're thinking about frying your turkey instead of putting it in the oven, make sure you're doing it the right way.
There is a right way.
Yeah.
And Landon always does the right way things. He's live this morning at Cabela's, where he has some information on this. And they're going to be holding some cooking demonstrations there to show folks, right?
Yeah, John, that is exactly right. Cabela's will be holding a safety demonstration actually tomorrow morning at 11. You might be thinking, oh, why is Landon at Cabela's at, 6 o'clock on Friday morning? That's the reason why. But it really doesn't matter whether you're deep frying a turkey or just putting it in the oven the regular way. The bottom line here is that firefighters want to make sure you are cooking with full awareness.
People leave food unattended, either on top of the stove and they aren't paying attention to the temperatures or what's happening with the food, or maybe the oven is dirty and they aren't paying attention to the temperatures that are involved.
Deep frying a turkey is becoming a more effective way of cooking your meat. It's quick, takes about 3 minutes a pound to cook. It's easy because not a whole lot of prep is necessary, but it can also be very, very dangerous. All around the nation, there's an increase in house fires because of improper frying methods this time of year, whether it's letting the oil get a little too hot or the accessories just really not being installed the right way.
Cooking fires are a really prominent cause of fire in general for people. We do tend to see an increase around the holidays when people are using hot oil fryers, such as turkey fryers.
Yeah, and this pork turkey will be fried at some point this morning, just in a couple of hours. You can see exactly how we fry the turkey and the right way to do it tonight on Channel 2 News at 5. John and Andy.
All right, thank you for that, Landon. Yeah.
You do it every year, right?
Well, it's sometimes, no, we don't fry every year and stuff, but outside is the safest place to do it, I think.
And you think it tastes better?
It's
deep frying?
amazing. It's delicious.
All right. Going to Andy's house, Jeff.